You sat on the soft edge of the bed, gently rubbing your 6 months pregnant belly. Jungkook stood in front of the mirror, fixing the black sleeves of his shirt, sliding his gun into his holster, and adjusting the buttons of his coat. His brows were tight, eyes serious. He didn't like going on missions, especially not now, not when you were carrying his child. Jungkook looked at you again and sighed. Eat on time, okay? And don't forget your medicines. After dinner, keep water near your bed. Don't get up too fast. You chuckled softly, your hand still on your bump. It's the 10th time you're saying this, Jungkook. I'll have it, don't worry, okay? He turned towards you slowly and walked over, his tall frame kneeling down in front of you. His cold Mafia mask faded away as his hand gently rested on your bump. I'm worried, Vine, because I'm leaving and I'm leaving you both behind. My whole world is sitting right in front of me. You smiled warmly, running your fingers through his soft hair. It's okay. If the mission wasn't urgent, you would never go. I know that, so don't think about me. Just finish your work and come back to us safely. That's all I want. He closed his eyes and pressed a gentle kiss to your belly, then looked up at you. His hand held yours. I'll miss you, both of you. You leaned forward and kissed his forehead. We'll miss you more. He stood up and held you to your feet. You both slowly walked down the stairs. Jungkook's mother sat on the couch happily massaging her daughter's legs. His younger sister, 3 months pregnant, was lounging comfortably on a soft pillow while eating slices apple from a big plate. Mom, I'm leaving now. His mother looked up, smiling, while continuing to massage his sister's legs. Okay, take care, son. Be careful out there. Jungkook paused for a moment, his eyes landing on his sister. You know, we have maids, right? They can massage her legs. Why should I make a maid do it? She's my daughter. I love doing it for her. Jungkook sighed, shaking his head slightly. All right, it's your wish. You stood quietly near the entrance, holding his small bag. Jungkook walked towards you and took it from your hand. Then he looked back at his mom and sister once more before stepping out the door. That night was cool. The stars were barely visible. You followed Jungkook slowly, placing a hand on your belly as you walked behind him. When you reached the car, he placed his bag in the back seat. Then he turned to you and pulled you into a tight hug. Don't overdo anything, alright? If anyone asks you to do work, say no, please, baby. You nodded, holding him tightly. I'll be fine, I promise. Just come back to us safely, okay? He pulled back slightly, looked into your eyes, and gave a small smile. Then he leaned forward and kissed your forehead lovingly. I'll miss you, Angel. With that, he stepped into the car and rolled down the window. Text me before bed. Don't skip dinner. I won't. Love you. Love you more. And the car slowly drove off. You stood there watching it disappear into the darkness. You stepped inside the house again, your hands gently placed on your bump. You were about to go upstairs to rest when you heard her voice. Nancy, your sister-in-law, called out. Wine, bring me a glass of water. You paused, turned slightly. Before you could even respond, Jungkook's mother looked up from the couch. I'll bring it, Nancy. She just came inside. Let her rest. But Nancy cut her off quickly with a sarcastic tone. Can't she even do this one small thing for her pregnant sister-in-law? I'm pregnant too, or did she forget? You stood there quietly, your eyes dropped to your own belly, you gently rubbed your bump. Am I not pregnant too? You thought to yourself. Your heart ached, but you didn't say anything. You didn't want to argue, not in Jungkook's absence. You walked slowly to the kitchen. The cool floor felt a little hard under your tired feet. You poured a glass of water and brought it out carefully. Nancy took it without a word of thanks. You gave a small nod and turned around, walking upstairs silently. As you disappeared from sight, Jungkook's mother looked at Nancy, clearly upset. Why did you do that, Nancy? You know she's 6 months pregnant. She's carrying your brother's child. Nancy shrugged, still sipping the water casually. So what? She's a daughter-in-law of this house. Doesn't she have responsibilities too? I'm also pregnant. She should take care of me. Nancy, she's also expecting. Don't forget that. Be wise. She's always been kind to you. Nancy didn't respond. She just leaned back on the couch, looking away. You sat down slowly on the bed. Your legs were tired, your heart more so. You leaned against the headboard, placing a small pillow behind your back. You looked around the room. It felt too quiet. Your thoughts slowly drifted back to Nancy. She never liked you from the beginning, not even on the wedding day. You had always felt that silence wall between the two of you. Her tone, her eyes, her words, everything made you feel like you were beneath her. She's always tried to control things. You sighed and rubbed your temple. You didn't want to stress the baby. Suddenly your phone buzzed on the side table. You picked it up and smiled softly, seeing Jungkook's name on the screen. Did you take your medicine, love? You stared at the message for a few seconds, his care always bringing comfort. You reached out to the side drawer, opened your pill box, and took your prenatal tablets with a glass of water. You tapped back slowly with a small smile. Yes, just took them now. His reply came within seconds. Good girl, now lie down and rest. I'll text you after this meeting. Okay, drive safe. I'll try to sleep. You placed the phone back on the table and turned off the side lamp. You lay on your left side, pulling the blanket over you. But sleep didn't come that easily. The bed felt too big without Jungkook. You missed his hand resting on your belly at night. You missed his warmth, the way he would whisper something funny before falling asleep. You missed how he would adjust your pillow if you were uncomfortable or get up silently to bring your cravings in the middle. Tonight everything felt colder. You stared at the ceiling for a while, your fingers gently running over your baby bump. The baby kicked softly. You smiled. Your daddy will be back soon, just a few days. You closed your eyes slowly. The quiet sound of the fan, the soft pillows, and the baby's gentle movements helped your mind rest. It took time, but your body finally began to relax. You drifted into sleep, hoping the days would pass quickly and Jungkook would return to you soon. The next morning, soft sunlight peeked through curtains. As you woke up slowly, you sat up in bed, feeling your back ache a little. You gently placed your hands on your growing bump and whispered, "Let's go downstairs, baby." You got freshened up and walked down the stairs carefully. Your bare feet padded softly against the cool marble floor. As you entered the dining room, you saw Nancy already sitting at the table, scrolling through her phone. A few plates were placed in front of her, along with toast and eggs made by the maids. Nancy looked up at you. "Wine, pass me the sauce." You turned to the maid who was standing nearby. "Can you please bring the sauce bottle?" But before the maid could move, Nancy interrupted. "No, wine. I asked you. You bring it." You looked at her for a moment and then nodded silently. You walked to the kitchen, grabbed the sauce bottle, and placed it on the table in front of her without a word. You had started getting used to her ways, controlling, loud, and always treating you like a servant instead of her brother's wife. Later that morning, Jungkook's mother called you and Nancy into the living room. "I have to attend wedding in my cousin's house. It's urgent. I'll come back by tomorrow evening." You smiled gently. Nancy responded with a sweet voice, completely different from the one she used with you. "Don't worry, Mom. We will take care of everything here. You enjoy there." She even hugged her mother sweetly. You just stood there quietly, knowing that things were going to be harder once she left. It was a peaceful evening. You were sitting in the living room on a soft couch with your legs up. A pregnancy book was in your hands. You had just finished drinking a glass of warm milk, and for the first time that day, you felt a little relaxed. You see, Nancy entered the room with a bored expression. Wine, go to the kitchen and cook something for me. I'm hungry. You looked up so confused. What about the cooking helper? She's supposed to cook in the evening. She left in the afternoon. She said she was feeling feverish and went home. Oh, okay, I'll tell the maid then. Why do you always ask someone else? Can't you cook for me once? What if the maids don't clean properly? I don't want to get sick and harm my baby, so it's better if you do it. You looked down at your belly and then at her. You were 6 months pregnant and your legs were already sore, but again you didn't want to argue or create a scene. Okay, I'll cook. You slowly walked to the kitchen, tied your hair into a bun, wore an apron, and began preparing rice, lentils, and a light vegetable curry just the way Nancy liked it. In the living room, Nancy smirked to herself. Wine, you think you have taken my place in this house, but no one can replace me. I'll make sure you know that. You had just finished having your lunch when Nancy came into your room without knocking. Wine, my friends are coming over today, just 4 girls from my college group. So please prepare something nice, cook, serve, and keep the living room clean. You looked up at her, surprised. Nancy, I haven't rested properly. I was going to lie down for a while. Don't worry, it's just for today. They'll be here by 4 pm. Make snacks and tea. Make sure the cushions are perfect. I want everything neat. Before he could respond, she left the room. By 3:30 pm, you had managed to sweep and dust the living room. The maids helped a little, but Nancy was keeping her eye on everything and mostly asking you to do things directly. At 4 pm sharp, her friends arrived. They were loud, stylish, and full of energy. You greeted them politely and offered them water. This is Pai and my sister-in-law, Jungkook's wife. Oh, you're the one married to the Mafia prince? She's so simple, not like what I expected for a Mafia wife. She looks like a school teacher, not a Mafia queen. They all laughed. You forced a smile and walked away into the kitchen, heart a little heavy. You had heard such comments before. Nancy came to the kitchen while you were arranging plates. Don't mind them, they're just joking now. Hurry, make samosas, sandwiches, and ginger tea. They love homemade snacks. You nodded silently again, even though your legs were already swelling and your back was stiff. You stood by the stove deep frying samosas and making tea. It was hot and tiring. Sweat formed on your forehead, but you wiped it quickly. You set everything on a tray and carried it carefully to the living room. The girls clapped. Wow, you cooked all this, so sweet. See, Nancy, you don't even need maids when you have such a helpful sister-in-law. Nancy giggled and looked at you like she was proud, but you knew she wasn't. She was using you, making you work silently while enjoying praise in front of others. You served them everything with a smile. Even though your feet were aching, they finished the snacks and praised Nancy for being a good hostess. It was late at night. The clock showed 10:45 pm. You were in the kitchen, standing near the sink, slowly washing the last few dishes. Your hands were tired, your back was aching, and your legs felt like they would give out. You leaned slightly against the counter, your breathing heavy. Suddenly your body swayed and your eyes closed halfway as you started to faint backward. But before you could fall, strong arms caught you just in time. You blinked slowly and looked up, your eyes widened with surprise and relief. Jungkook? Jungkook's eyes were filled with shock and worry. He held your waist tightly, helping you stand straight. Wine, what are you doing? You were about to fall. You gave him a weak smile. I was just finishing the dishes. It's okay. He helped you sit on the nearby kitchen stool and crouched in front of you, gently cupping your face. It's not okay. Why are you doing all this? You're 6 months pregnant. Who told you to work like this? You looked away, avoiding his eyes. No one forced me. Nancy's friends came, so I just thought of helping. His eyes darkened. Helping? Why? This is not help. You have been working like a maid. Look at yourself. You're exhausted. He stood up, face hard with anger. He helped you get up slowly and walked you to the living room. He carefully made you sit on the soft couch and placed a pillow behind you. Stay here, I'll handle this now. You nodded silently, unable to say much. Jungkook turned and shouted, his voice echoing through the house. Nancy, come down right now and bring your friends too. A few seconds later, Nancy and her friends slowly walked down the stairs, chatting and laughing, until they saw Jungkook's face. He looked furious. Oppa, you're back. Yes, and what did I just see? My wife about to faint in the kitchen, washing your dirty dishes. Nancy looked confused and then shrugged. So, she's the daughter-in-law of this house. What's wrong if she helps her pregnant sister-in-law? Jungkook's jaw tightened. He took a deep breath and shouted, are you blind or what? She's 6 months pregnant. She's carrying my baby, Nancy. She's not a maid here. The living room became completely silent. Jungkook turned to her friends. Did you all enjoy the food she made for you? While she stood in pain, tired and swollen, you sat and laughed. Is that what guests do? Nancy's friends looked down, clearly ashamed. We are sorry. We didn't know. We should go. They all left silently, their faces red with guilt. Just then Jungkook's mother walked in from the entrance. She had returned from the wedding early. She looked around confused. What's happening, Mom? She fainted in the kitchen. Nancy made her do all the housework, even cook, and serve food for her friends. Jungkook's mother turned to Nancy furious. Nancy, are you out of your mind? Wine is pregnant. How could you treat her like that? Nancy looked down, her lips pressed tight. She came from a rich family, Mom. She lived like a princess, but she never showed ego. She still helped everyone here. She adjusted in this house, respected all of us, and this is what she gets in return. His voice cracked a little. She worked like a maid because of you, Nancy, and you don't even feel guilty? Nancy's eyes filled with tears. She looked at you. I'm sorry, Vine. I didn't understand your pain. I was jealous. I thought you took my place here, but I was wrong. Sorry is not enough. Nancy looked shocked. You need to understand her pain. Tomorrow you will do everything she did. Cook, clean, serve. Then maybe you will understand what you did to her. Nancy nodded with tears. Okay, I'll do it. I will. You stayed silent. You didn't have energy to speak, and your head was resting back against the couch. You just wanted peace. Jungkook came to you quickly and lifted you gently in his arms. Let's go. You need rest. He carried you to the bedroom carefully and laid you on the bed. He sat beside you, taking off your slippers and massaging your feet softly. I'm sorry, baby. I should not have left you alone like this. You shook your head weakly. It's not your fault. He gently massaged your shoulders and your back. His touch was warm, gentle, and full of love. After a while, you started to feel a little better. Jungkook kissed your forehead and whispered, Sleep now. I'm here. I won't leave. You slowly closed your eyes, feeling safe in his presence again. He placed his hand over your bump, whispering softly, "I'm here for you both, always." And with that promise, you drifted off into a peaceful sleep. Thank you for watching.